And welcome everybody to the Fox 9 live stream here on the Town Ball Tour. The first of a doubleheader here in Pierz, Minnesota, where we have two games lined up for you. The first one here, the Pierz Lakers and the Pierz Bulldogs. And the game after this will be the Pierz Brewers and the Buckman Billy Goats, one of the great town ball names up and down here. These two teams both Class C in the state amateur baseball classification. Logan Anderson here on the call today, and we'll go through the starting lineup. We'll start with the visiting Lakers. Leading off and playing center field will be Chase Becker. In the 2 slot will be Carter Petron. He's playing right field. Preston Rushlow will be on the bump, and he's batting third. Brady Petron behind the dish, batting cleanup. Ryan Deers batting fifth and playing first base. Colton Hapke, number 5, playing 5 over at third base, batting sixth. Camden Hapke playing shortstop, batting seventh. David Kroger batting eighth, playing left field, and Kirby Fisher playing second base and rounding out the lineup as we're just about ready to get this underway. Logan Anderson on the call, Curtis Jolin, our camera operator today, producer Dylan Corbett, all part of Game Time Media, helping out Fox 9 with the live broadcast here this evening. Beautiful day for baseball as we get ready to get this underway. We mentioned on the bump for the Bulldogs, Braden Haberman. Yeah. Haberman, a righty, throws the first pitch, and it's in for a first pitch strike. So a nice initial delivery from Haberman as Becker awaits the 0-1. That's chopped foul. Athletic play by the first base coach to quickly dig that and toss it back to the pitcher. And one of 3 Pierz teams, all of them will be featured here on this stop on the Town Ball Tour. There's the pitch. That's a grounder to third, fielded cleanly, fired over to first in time. Gustafson to Toops, and out number 1 is recorded. Number 5-3 style, bringing up Carter Petron. Petron, as we mentioned, playing right field, and he is at least batting from the left side here this evening. Watches a breaking pitch drop into the zone. One and one to Petron. Haberman, the pitch a little high. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, just underway here in Pierz. And the pitch off speed in for a strike, 2-2. Chase Becker grounded out in his first offering. And that's fouled off to stay alive. Remains 2-2. For the Bulldogs, their manager is also their catcher, Teddy Daylor. So when they have a meeting at the mound, maybe they can get away with a few extra ones. And that up and in. Full count. Haberman zings it in. That's going to be Hopped one time to short, fires to first and records the out. Harold able to track it down and record the out, and 2 up, 2 down. That was a pretty sharply hit ball. Took one hop to Harold. And Mason Harold able to fire to Toops at first. 2 up, 2 down. Preston Rushlow takes one low, trying to start a 2-out rally for the Lakers. Batting righty against the righty throwing Haberman. And he'll take that one, catches the edge of the zone, strike one, 1-1. Again, just a beautiful day in a week full of storms and rain. Little overcast as that pitch thrown down in the dirt, but mild. Doesn't feel like there's any chance of rain. Got a nice little gap before it apparently comes back tomorrow, if the Fox 9 weather forecast can be trusted, and we believe it can. 2 balls, 1 strike from Haberman to Rushlow. And that's fouled over the first base dugout. Well, now up it to 2-1. Bulldogs trying to get out of their first defensive inning. 3 up, 3 down. Off-speed pitch doesn't drop. Should be a full count, I believe. And that's hit high into left, carrying back, and it's gone. A solo home run to left center. And Preston Rushlow gets the Lakers on the board. That brings up Brady Petron. He's the catcher. Bases empty. 2 outs after that 1-run solo blast from Rushlow. And the pitch. Fastball in a little high. 1-0. Bulldogs got the first 2 batters, just left one in the zone that Rushlow got a hold of. And that's down, and relatively deep backstop here at Helly Field. We'll see if that comes into play as we progress once we get some runners on third, but no harm, no foul there. There's a high fly ball into right center, should be playable. Both players track over Weiss with the squeeze, and they get out of the first inning, giving up just 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody stranded for the Lakers. Bulldogs due up right after this here on the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. And welcome back, everybody, as we're just about ready to start the bottom of the first inning. The Pierz Lakers with a 1-0 lead over the Pierz Bulldogs, thanks to a solo jack from Preston Rushlow. The lineup for the Bulldogs: Craig Luberts will lead things off. He's playing center field. Braden Haberman pitching. He'll be the number 2 hitter. In the 3 slot, Cody Weiss playing right field. Mason Harold, number 6, playing number 6. He's the shortstop batting cleanup. Teddy Daylor batting 5th. He's the catcher. Gunnar Gustafson 5th. As we mentioned earlier, he's playing 3rd. He had a nice play in the top half of the inning. Skip Toops 7th. There's the first pitch, swung on a miss by Luberts. Toops, then Cooper Grasshorn and Reese Hubbard will round out the lineup. And there's fastball in. Defensive alignment for the Lakers. Brady Petron behind the dish. Preston Rushlow on the bump. Reach of the infield after this pitch. There's a liner foul down the right field side. Colton Hapke at 3rd. Camden Hapke at short. Kirby Fisher at 2nd. And Ryan Deers playing 1st. As here comes the pitch to Luberts. And there's the old swinging bunt. Could be trouble. We'll see if the play is made. Rushlow able to get it over to first base quickly to Deers, and the first batter is retired. Braden Haberman now steps up with 1 down. And we're now joined by Fox 9 sportsman extraordinaire, Ahmad Hicks.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Doing really well. We're great to have you here. It's just an absolute beautiful day for a town ball tour stop.
It is. All that rain let up from the past couple of days. You know, the sky's cleared up. The sun's out. Nice little breeze. Perfect night for baseball.
And just an absolute great crowd. And we've already seen some great action as that pitch high to Haberman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Pierz has put on a show today.
Yeah, they have. It smells good out here. The concession stand, we'll have to hit that up here shortly. The ice cream truck is here. Minnesota Ice Cream, a great time.
Pitch high, 2-2. So 1 down, bases empty. I was able to take part in some of those concessions. I can tell you through personal experience that the cheeseburgers are choice.
Are they? What else did they have to offer down there?
I wasn't able to get, I know they had cheese curds I almost got.
Okay.
As there's a punch out for out number 2. As Haberman goes down, bringing up Cody Weiss. And as we saw in that first inning, 2 down. Seems like bases empty. Seems like not a great situation, but we lost one over the left field fence in the first.
Yeah, we were doing our broadcast at that time, and as soon as we put the headphones down, we heard all the crowd cheering, and we saw the ball leave the park. That's my first town ball home run that I've witnessed, so glad to be a part of history today.
Breaking pitch in for a strike, 0-2 to Cody Weiss. Thinking 2-out rally here, and there's a well-hit ball just foul on the ground. You just never know what you're going to see in town ball. We did the first tour stop in New Prague, and it ended on, I believe it was a 7-4-6-1 double play. Not the way that you draw it up, but they had tried to run it in on a pass ball, and chaos ensued, but that's also what makes it fun.
That's what happens when you get all these talented guys that come together during the summertime and just play baseball, but to have fun. That's the main goal, right?
Swing and a miss from Weiss. It's 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first for the Bulldogs, as we'll take a quick breather. We'll be back with Ahmad Hicks here after the inning break. We hope you're enjoying this broadcast on the Fox 9 app, Fox 9 YouTube channel, or elsewhere on the Fox 9 family of places to watch.
Fox Local is what we love to call it. You can find us on your smart TVs, YouTube TV, all that good stuff. Anywhere that you watch something, you can watch us.
That's why he gets paid more than me. He knows the answers. 1-0, the Lakers lead the Bulldogs after one full inning. Ryan Deers up for the Lakers. And the pitch in for a strike from Haberman. No balls, 2 strikes as Deers finds himself behind in the count early. Watches that one, doesn't chase or panic down 0-2.
No, you shouldn't. Not out here. You know, there's not 20,000 eyeballs watching you and a lot of money on the line. You're just having fun right now. Let it fly. There you go.
And that's a well-hit ball. If that goes down, it could be extras. It'll be a double as he has to kind of turn on the Jets late.
Oh, good throw.
He's safe, closer than we thought it might be, as Weiss with a nice throw from right field, but still a leadoff double for Deers. And now a runner on. And no outs. That runner in scoring position.
I'm not sure what I'm more impressed with there, that hit down to the wall or the throw from outfield right to second base on one hop.
My favorite part was I'm not going to get to stand up, and you see the acceleration about midway down between first and second base.
Man, some of these people probably haven't sprinted that fast in a long time, so just hope they don't pull anything. Hope they stretch well before this game.
Taking a big lead as there's a fly ball into shallow center. Should be playable, and it drops. A little bit of miscommunication between center and right. Weiss and Luberts, and Colton Hapke will reach second on an error. We'll see if they credit that to here. Do we give it to center or right is the question. Either way, now runners on second and third. No outs and a chance for the Lakers to break things open here in the top of the second. Camden Hapke is up, batting right-handed against the right-handed throwing Braden Haberman. Big at-bat here. Nice block by Daylor. If Haberman could dial up a strikeout here, would be absolutely key.
Fan favorite, I'm sure, right now in this situation with 2 runners in scoring position. That'll take a little bit of pressure off his arm, I'll tell you that.
And the pitch up and away.
Good experience. He looks young, though, so I feel like he'll be able to carry this moment over to wherever he plays ball during the school season.
Hapke awaiting the pitch from Haberman. 3-0. Likely squares to bunt, pulls back, takes the strike. And 3-1.
Squaring up the bunt and town ball on a 3-0. I would like to see him swing away right there.
We'll see if he does here. Breaking pitch in for a strike. Now the count's full. Maybe that was the pitch he wanted, like you were saying.
You know, I'm just saying it may get tougher from here on out.
And the full count delivery. There's a chopper. Holds the runner. Fires to first. I don't think they got the out at first. The throw to home is not in time. And I think that's probably going to be ruled another error. It's another run for the Lakers as Deers comes around to score. Hapke to third. Camden Hapke. Should say Colton Hapke. We need to be more specific with our Hapkes right now. Colton Hapke on third. Camden on first, and still no outs. And now 2-0. The Lakers with the lead.
Trying to rally the troops right now, calling timeout on the mound. Just want to see them settle down. You know, they're making the routine plays, but they're just not delivering the ball with accuracy right now.
Pierz is a town of about 1,400 They have 3 town ball teams.
That's a lot of town ball teams.
I want to know how they decide here where their loyalties lie between Bulldogs, Lakers, and later on we'll feature the Brewers.
Yeah, do they combine the best players from the 3 teams when the playoffs start? I'm not sure how that works out here.
I'm going to assume that is not the case. Pickoff play nearly gets away. A leaping over-the-shoulder snare by Toops keeps the runners from advancing and likely scoring a run. Full count to David Kroger. Runner goes. They let him. I don't think it's actually a full count. It's actually no pitches thrown yet. They just haven't changed it. The scoreboard fooled me. Haberman with the delivery. Off-speed pitch in for a strike. Not your first time going through the town ball circuit.
No, this will be my second time. I was in Gaylord last year. That was pretty fun. They had a water park right next to the ball field, so we got to go down the water slide. Of course, it was 90 degrees there last year. Much cooler today, but it feels great.
They check the swing, and they say went far enough for the strike, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners on second and third. Still no outs for the Lakers. 2 errors have hurt the Bulldogs here in the inning. And there's a swing and a miss, a key strikeout, and Kroger goes down. That brings up Kirby Fisher, the second baseman, to round out the order before going back to the top. If they could get out of this jam with just giving up 1 run.
They have to feel good about themselves. They have to feel good if they can get out of here with just 1 run.
Not really any double plays in play, so anything into the outfield probably brings in a run. And there's a chopper. Runner's going to go. It's going to score 1. And the play over at first is made. But Colton Hapke comes around to score. It's now 3-0, Lakers over Bulldogs.
I tell you, the way this inning started, though, with everybody getting on base, a couple of errors, you have to like where you're sitting right now. Only 2 runs scored in this inning thanks to those errors. Still a good chance to get out of here with the minimal damage.
Chase Becker now up, and it's town ball. Weird things happen in town ball. There's no lead that's safe. Definitely not a 3-run lead.
No, that's for sure.
Just a runner on third now. 2 down, and Chase Becker up. He ground out to third, his first time up against Haberman. First pitch, off speed, out of the zone. Shout out to the grounds crew as that pitch high. With all the rain we've gotten over the last several weeks, including last night, a big storm, the field looks beautiful.
I thought that was the first thing I thought when I pulled up here. A fantastic playing surface here all around the ball field, seriously.
Pitch high, ball 4. Becker trots down. That's the first free base given up today by Haberman. Now runners on the corners, 2 down. And we were pontificating about this earlier with Teddy Daylor being the manager and the catcher. Does he get extra mound meetings?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the luxury of town ball. You get to play, you get to manage, and maybe make up some own rules in between innings, you know?
Have as many visits as you want when you're the catcher. But that's probably not true. But
well, there's no pitch clock. There's no time limit here, so I'm sure they can slow things down whenever needed.
Still 2 outs. Bulldogs trying to just get out of this inning, get the bats back up. Carter Petron, who hit pretty sharply to short in his first at-bat, takes the pitch. That one's out of the zone. Ball 1. Back-to-back lefties to start the order. Runner goes. And they throw down to third, but it sails over. And just jogging in for a run is Camden Hapke. Becker gets all the way to third on the play. And it's now 4-0. The Lakers taking advantage of some Bulldog errors.
That's a good idea by the catcher there. Try to get the pickoff at third base, just like we said a couple seconds ago, just a little bit off, when throwing these balls early on.
Haberman out of the windup, bounces it. Nice block by Daylor. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. That third out has been elusive, Ahmad.
They've been trying to get it for quite some time right now. I know they're ready to get up to the plate and try and make up some of these runs they've given up in this inning.
Pitch from Haberman.
Ooh.
And that is blasted. A frozen rope into right, drives in a run. RBI in. As Petron on first, Becker comes in to score.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Logan, but this is our home run guy right now, right?
It was. He had the 2-out solo bomb in the first. Preston Rushlow, he's also pitching for the Lakers. So if we had an official Fox 9 player of the game,
he would be it right now, huh?
He would be in pole position. Takes a first pitch ball.
He may have to get the post-game interview after this one. Get him some free ice cream from Minnesota Ice Cream.
Runner goes, throw to second is a good one. He is gunned as Carter Petron tries to steal second. Daylor's second throw of the day is a laser beam to second, caught stealing, and that will end the inning. Still 4 runs given up on only 2 hits, 2 errors, and 1 runner stranded. We'll take a little break. We'll be back right after this with the bottom of the second. And welcome back, everybody, to the Fox 9 Town Ball Tour here on Fox Local.
Yep.
All the places where you can watch it. Basically everywhere but TV.
Pretty much, yep.
We're on.
Pretty much, yep. So if you go on your Samsung TV, Apple TV, you can download Fox Local, and from there you can watch us anywhere in the United States.
Mason Harold leading off for the Pierz Bulldogs, trying to get the Bulldogs on the board after giving up 4 to the Lakers in the top half of the second. Preston Rushlow has yet to allow a base runner, 2 strikeouts in the first. Comes with a heater to start. Harold swings and misses. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off. Next week, we'll have Gibbon versus Searles over in Gibbon. That'll be a fun one. That'll be the next Town Ball Tour stop. There's another punch out from Rushlow as Harold goes down. Teddy Daylor trying to break the streak.
Yeah, Town Ball, we go all over the place, don't we? I've never been there next week where we're going. I'm not sure which of our talent will be there, but I know we'll have a full staff, that's for sure.
We'll be there, and I was talking with one of your producers, said it as another beautiful setting. A high moonshot comes down with some condensation from Daylor but caught by Becker in the outfield. 2 up, 2 down, but does end a streak of 3 consecutive strikeouts. That brings up Gunnar Gustafson, hoping to start the 2-out rally for the Bulldogs, a team that has improved from last year. They have 3 wins on the season so far, but were winless last year. So building a team.
Some early season improvement. That's something to build on, give you some momentum for the rest of the summer.
Lakers have looked good early, as Rushlow comes with some gas quickly. Ahead 0-2. And
some heat. Ooh.
Can't catch up. 4th strikeout for Rushlow with the home run. No runs, no hits, no errors in the bottom of the 2nd for the Bulldogs. And we'll mute ourselves here for about a minute. We'll be back with the top of the 3rd. And welcome back, everybody, as we're back. As Preston Rushlow leading off the inning. Quickly takes 2 balls. And it's 3-0. And the pitch, and it's 2-2 as Haberman still on the mound. And Rushlow awaits the pitch. Starting the 3rd inning for Haberman, who's given up 5 runs, but at least 2 of them unearned, as there's been a couple errors, and that'll be a walk. So the 2nd time on the base paths for Rushlow. And the 2nd consecutive leadoff runner on for the Lakers. Brady Petron now up. He flew out to center field to end the 1st inning, and he's going to get to go to first the hard way, taking one on the back. Rushlow to 2nd. And just a few pitches and 2 players on the base paths again here in this battle of Pierz. First hit batter from Braden Haberman. We'll have a meeting at the mound. Looks like we may have a new pitcher. As coming in is Cody Weiss from right field. As Haberman gets through 2 full. But he'll have to take a break. As they take a break, we'll take a break and be back after this. All right, we're about ready to continue with the top of the third. Link Toops out to right field. Cody Weiss into pitch. And Braden Haberman will continue to bat as a DH. Went 2 full innings. Only gave up 3 hits, but did give up 5 runs. Only 3 of those were earned. And now 2 walks, no punch-outs on the day for Haberman. We'll see what Weiss brings to the table. Another righty hurler. Runners on first and second. There's a slow roller, and in about the worst possible place if you're a Bulldogs fan. Barely hit, but nobody able to make a play as Weiss charges, and the old swinging bunt now loads the bases. Both runners advance. Rushlow to third. Petron to second. Deers with the infield single, and Colton Hapke, who reached in the second and scored on an error in center field. As that gets away from Daylor a little bit, they don't try to run on him. With the bases loaded and nobody out, certainly doesn't seem wise to take any non-sure thing type of risks on the base paths right now. Hapke an RBI opportunity. Breaking pitch misses. 2 balls, no strikes. He's going to have to bring one in to Hapke here. And there's a chopper, and he gets it to home to save the run. An athletic play by Weiss, a lunging grab, and fires it on the dive. And Daylor right there for the old 1-2 putout. And 1 down, bases still juiced. And Hapke on a fielder's choice. That brings up Camden Hapke, who reached on a pretty well-hit ground ball that the throw to first was a little bit off. The bare-handed snare and flip to home. No runs scored, bases still loaded, 1 out in the top of the third. Still a dangerous position. Has a couple warm-up pitches for Weiss just to make sure he's good on that diving play. He says, I'm good to go. Let's get the game on. Beautiful day here in Pierz. The weather cleared for the Town Ball Tournament. The power of Fox 9 meteorologist Ian Leonard. He made sure that it happened. Full credit. Beautiful day in Pierz. And here comes the 2-0 to Camden Hapke. 0-0. That one missed a little bit. Double play in play to potentially end the inning. Lazy fly into shallow center. We'll see if they run. The throw is not in time, and a sacrifice fly by Camden Hapke brings in Brady Petron, but the second out is recorded. And David Kroger, who struck out the first time. I mentioned no strikeouts from Haberman. He did have one. Struck out David Kroger for the Lakers. He puts that high into foul territory. Actually, just barely stays fair. But Mason Harold from short able to track his way over and make the squeeze. So after all that, just one run scored. The Bulldogs do a nice job getting out of the jam, but the Lakers now lead 6-0 here in this town ball tour stop between the Pierz Lakers and Pierz Bulldogs. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. Six to nothing through 2.5. Bottom of the third. The Bulldogs trying to get on the board here. Skip Toops is up here in the bottom of the third. The Lakers have scored in each inning, one in the first, 4 in the second, helped out by a couple Bulldog errors, and just 1 in the third. Swing and a miss. And it's quickly 1-1. Although I'm sure the Bulldogs feel like that was almost a win coming out of that. Bases loaded, no outs, gave up only 1 run. A strikeout and a couple pop-ups. That's fouled off for strike 2. Toops battling here against Preston Rushlow, who has put all 6 batters he's faced down in order thus far. 4 strikeouts in 6 batters. The 2-2 from Rushlow. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5. Toops goes down. That brings up Cooper Grasshorn. He'll be followed by Reese Hubbard, and that'll round out the order. Cooper Grasshorn batting from the right side. See if he can catch up to this heat that Rushlow's bringing. First pitch just barely grazes the high part of the zone. Rushlow working quickly. Breaking pitch in for another strike. Not really painting the corners, just saying, try to catch up to my heat here, and no one's able to do it. Misses that one low. And 1-2 here for Grasshorn. And there's a Kind of a slow roller to second. Play should be made and is. Fisher to Deers. And 2 up, 2 down. And the Lakers, if they can get this out, will have retired the Bulldogs in order the first time through the lineup. Reese Hubbard trying to break up the streak. Fastball in for a strike. Hubbard couldn't catch up. Righty-lefty battle. There's a fly ball over the booth. Souvenir for a young fan. And great crowd, great turnout from the community of Pierz here for this game. Fastball in, 1-2. Hubbard awaits. Rushlow. And strikes out looking. 2 strikeouts in each inning so far for Rushlow. 6 total. Nobody has reached base yet for the Bulldogs, and 3 up, 3 down in the third. Won't go to the top of the fourth. We'll be back after this. Six to nothing, Pierz Lakers over the Pierz Bulldogs here on Fox 9 Local. Top of the fourth, as we have a new first baseman as Deegan Beck in for the Bulldogs. Kirby Fisher, representing the 9th hitter, will lead off the inning as Cody Weiss in his second inning of relief. That pitch goes a little wild as Chase Becker, the leadoff hitter, gets a few extra steps in chasing down the ball. Swing and a miss for Fisher, and it's 2-1. Weiss with a real high kick on the windup. That kind of gets away from him, forgets to break, and it's 3-1. And he'll walk Fisher, the third consecutive leadoff hitter to reach for the Lakers. And that brings up Chase Becker, who grounded out to lead off the game and then walked and scored in the second. With a runner on first. Fastball in from Weiss, just misses. Weiss came in relief in the third, really did a nice job getting out of a bases loaded, no outs jam, giving up just one run, but then he's walked the leadoff hitter here in the fourth. Probably doesn't want to try to pull a rabbit out of the hat like that in every inning as that ball gets away. Becker going to get to second. on the wild pitch. Excuse me, Fisher to second, Becker at the plate. Now with a runner in scoring position and a 2-0 count. This is one of two games here on our Fox 9 Town Ball Tour. Again, the Battle of Pierz here between the Lakers and the Bulldogs, and then we'll have the Pierz Brewers versus the Buckman Billy Goats starting at approximately 7 o'clock or about 30 minutes after this game gets over. That ball fouled off, 2-2. Becker, again, one of two lefties to start the order, at least batting lefty. And there's a pretty nicely hit ball, but a nice snare by Weiss. That's his second really good defensive play of the game. Able to just get that off of the high hop, toss it over to first. Fisher advances to third. And one down here in the fourth. And Carter Petron, who had an RBI single in the second, takes an off-speed pitch for strike one. Ground out in the first. Another RBI opportunity here in the fourth. Just needs a fly ball into the outfield. That pitch down and low. They leave the sand wedge in the bag, and it's 1-1. Checks the runner, comes, and that's laced but foul. Couple feet to the left, and that could have been extra bases. Instead, it's now 1-2. Weiss again out in front of it for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. A 6-0 lead for the Lakers, trying to add some insurance. Swing and a miss, chased it high, and he'll go down. Petron strikes out. First strikeout victim for Weiss. And that brings up Preston Rushlow, who's 1 for 1. Solo home run and a walk. Where he was forced out at home on that previously alluded to defensive play by Weiss. First pitch strike, breaking pitch, up or away. That just smells like a perfectly cooked burger here from the concession stand at Pierz. We'll have to try the cheese curds between games. They have pulled out all the stops. Weiss looks over at third, comes around, and that is lined and driven in. At least 1 run. That's Rushlow. At least 1 run. It'll just be 1 run. Would have taken something pretty unique to be more than 1 in that situation. But Fisher comes around to score. And Rushlow, his second RBI, second hit. And again, right now, if we had a player of the game here, Rushlow, so far has gone 3 innings. Nobody has reached base. Has 2 RBIs, 2 hits, one of them a home run. A great outing for Preston Rushlow. Now up, Brady Petron. He takes a first pitch strike with Rushlow on first. 2 down, top of the fourth. As some of the Fox 9 staff throwing some souvenirs to some fans. Shallow fly tracking into foul territory as that was Link Toops racing after it but couldn't quite get there in time, and it's harmlessly foul. But an 0-2 count to Brady Petron. As Weiss trying to get out of the inning. It's now 7-0 here in the fourth. Petron digging in, hoping to keep the inning going. That skips, nice block. Rushlow goes nowhere. And it's 1-2. The bottom of the order has scored a couple runs already today. So if they're able to keep this going, certainly could see a 2-out rally. There's a sharply hit ball to third. The throw just in time. Has nice job by Gustafson. Fires it over to Beck. And out number 3 recorded, but another run in the books for the Lakers. It's 7-0 as we go into the bottom of the fourth. We'll be back after this here on Fox Local. And welcome back. Bulldogs back up, top of the order. Craig Luberts grounded out right back to the pitcher to lead off the first inning for the Bulldogs. See if going through the order one time against Preston Rushlow gives the Bulldogs a code to crack here. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Rushlow has been really impressive. 6 strikeouts, nobody on base. And the offense has backed him up 7 runs. They find themselves in a nice position. I think you wanted that one. We appreciate our officials. He may have gotten a little bit of a stink eye right there, but all the same comes with a high fastball. Luberts chases it upstairs. We're even 2 apiece here in the bottom of the fourth. That last inning, 1 run, no hits, no errors, 1 runner stranded, and a punch out to start the inning. And Rushlow continues to shine on the mound. Braden Haberman, who struck out swinging in the first. It started pitching for the Bulldogs. That's popped up into foul territory. Could be playable. It'll be tough. It carries out. Hopefully avoided everybody's cars over there parked on the first base line. Mine's not over there, so I know I'm safe. 0-1. And there's a slow grounder charging in, firing to first and finishing the play. Colton Hapke to Ryan Deers, and it's 2 up, 2 down. And Cody Weiss in trying to become the first Bulldog to get to first base. Takes a first pitch ball. Great crowd. Kids playing catch over behind the third base dugout. Just a great environment for town ball here in Pierz. And the pitch swung on, foul tipped. 1-2. Couldn't leave the sand wedge in the bag that time. And 1-2, Rushlow to Weiss. And he watches it, strike number 3. 4 innings, no hits, 8 punch-outs for Rushlow. We go to the top of the 5th, and we'll see if the Lakers can add to their 7-0 advantage after this. Top of the 5th inning here in Pierz. The first of 2 games here on Fox Local. Everywhere but on TV, on the app. That's where we're watching it to make sure everything's working perfectly here from the press box here in Pierz. Also on the YouTube channel, Roku, you name it, it's on somewhere. As the Lakers leading off, I believe we have Brady Petron. That's Ryan Deers leading off. And Weiss still on the hill, 2-0 as Deers takes a couple. Deers has had a nice game. Leadoff double in the second, singled in the third. Takes a strike there. Really nice breaking ball from Weiss. And lunges after that one. Another nice defensive play by Weiss, who just flips it. And Deers just turns towards the dugout before the ball was even there. He knew what was about to happen. An experienced player. That brings up Colton Hapke. Hapke reached on an error and scored in the second, and reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Takes a strike one. Yeah, just a little bit of a smoky haze here from the grill right below our broadcast location. Making us hungry, that is for sure. Here's the pitch from Weiss, and misses in. 1-2. We said Hapke's reached twice. He wants to get there on his own accord. That's going to be a slow roller to second. Probably not going to be the one to get him on. And the play made by the second baseman, Cooper Grasshorn. Camden Hapke now up. He reached on an error and scored in the second and had a sacrifice fly to drive in a run in the third. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. The Lakers have scored in every inning thus far. The Bulldogs would love to finally silence the offense from the Lakers. There's the pitch, swung on and missed. Weiss with a nice pitch. We're joined earlier by Ahmad Hicks, the sports anchor here from Fox 9. News people here, the newscast was here. There's a fly ball into right center. That could be trouble, but Link Toops tracks it down in right center and makes the squeeze. 3 up, 3 down for the Bulldogs. And they put the Lakers down in order as we'll go to the bottom of the fifth right after this here on Fox Local. And welcome back. First pitch to Mason Harold, trying to become the first Bulldog to solve Preston Rushlow. Here, as that's a swing and a miss, quickly behind 0-2. Bottom of the fifth inning. The Bulldog defense came through in the top half, shutting down the Lakers for the first time today. Still trail 7-0. There's a fly ball in foul territory. Brought to you by your favorite local body shop in Pierz. As takes one hop off a vehicle out there. I don't think it got hit too hard. And Harold remains 0-2. 5 hits on the day for the Lakers. None from the Bulldogs to this point. Trail 7-0. Again, anything can happen in baseball and especially town ball. Strike 3 called, and Mason Harold goes down for the second time today. He struck out in the second. Teddy Daylor, who popped up to right, now up. Again, it's just been an absolute gem on the mound from Rushlow. That's fouled off. That one is kind of towards my car. Not too close. We know Fox 9 comes up, spends the whole day here in Pierz. They're featured throughout the day on several different newscasts. Do a great job spotlighting a beautiful community. 1-1 here to Daylor. High. And it's 2-1. One down, bottom of the fifth. Rushlow. That jammed, but foul. Making sure that the kids playing catch are paying attention. I see there was a little bit of a startled jump over there from one of our awesome fans here at Pierz today. Logan Anderson here on the call. Curtis Jolin, your camera guy. Dylan Corbett, our producer. He'll call the second game. As this has been, I hate to say this as the broadcaster, it's kind of the old jinx, but it has been a remarkably quick first 5 innings. Rushlow, the pitch, that's popped up, foul, not playable, and out. So Daylor stays alive, 2-2. Putting together a tough at-bat, if nothing else, making Rushlow work the pitch count up a little higher. And swing and a miss ultimately ends up in strikeout number 10. Has had 2 strikeouts in every single inning. Has not struck out the side yet. Has an opportunity to do it here with Gunnar Gustafson up to bat. He struck out swinging in the second. And there's a line drive. Could be trouble in making a sprinting, lunging catch. Was Petron from right field, saving a hit, keeping the no-no alive. And the shutout intact. No runs, no hits, no errors in the bottom of the 5th. 7-0 will go into the top of the 6th right after this. And welcome back as we're back to the broadcast between the Pierz Lakers and the Pierz Bulldogs. Cody Weiss still on the hill. Came in the 3rd inning, has pitched 3 full, just given up 1 run that'll be charged to him. It's been a really nice performance. Oh, we have a new pitcher actually. As coming in now for the Bulldogs is Mason Harold. So Weiss with a So Harold now on the bump. Weiss did a nice job in relief. 3 full innings, gave up just 1 run. And now we are joined again by Ahmad Hicks, the real star of the day.
And he got me confused with Ian Leonard. He's the one shaking hands and taking pictures with babies and whatnot. He's the star of the show. We're just out here.
Well, I was saying earlier, anytime you get a day like this, you give all the credit to the meteorologist.
Absolutely. Yes, because when we have bad days and rain, we're blaming him for those days. So, yes, absolutely. He blessed us today, needless to say.
So Harold warming up. And leading off for the Lakers will be David Kroger, Kirby Fisher, and then the top of the order with Chase Becker. I'm sure the Lakers thinking, let's get a couple more as we get to that 7th inning. Up, they could get up 10. Could be done early.
I was about to say a little mercy rule, yeah, here.
Take part in the festivities, try the concessions.
Yeah, get a little something to eat before that next game, you know, shake some hands, take some pictures with everybody.
Cold grain belts and Michelob Goldens from the concession stand.
There's people passing around those adult beverages, that's for sure.
David Kroger 0 for 2 today. Harold's first pitch is roped but foul. Out in front of it for a strike 1. Third pitcher to make an appearance. Haberman started things off. Breaking ball, kind of just forgot to break right there and ends up being ball 1, 1-1. And Cody Weiss came in for 3 innings, only gave up 1 run. But really on the other side, it's been the Preston Rushlow show. A couple hits, and you know, do you believe in broadcaster jinxes, Ahmad?
No, absolutely not.
All
because
right.
we're not the ones swinging the bats or throwing the pitches.
Well, then right now there is on the other side of the hill both a no-hitter and a perfect game in play for Preston Rushlow through 5.
He'll see it through. It won't. If he doesn't, it won't be because of us.
I agree 100%. As there's a walk from Harold to start his day. Kroger takes the free base. And now Fisher comes up. I mean, he's done enough to help himself with the pitching performance. Had that solo home run in the first. That's technically
That's all the run support he needed. Yeah, that's all he needed.
Changes.
He came to play. He knew the cameras were out today. He knew Fox 9 would be here, so he brought his A game.
There's a nice pitch from Harold. Throwing right-handed against the righty Fisher. Kroger on first. And there's a fly ball into right, should be playable, and the routine grab made by Toops. And out number 1 recorded. 1 down, runner on first. Top of the order, it's Chase Becker. He is 0 for 2. Walked and scored in the second. We've seen him on the base paths. Good speed. And that pitch outside. Didn't give up a run in the 5th, trying to blank the Lakers here in the 6th and keep this within shouting distance.
Yeah, they gave up plenty of runs in the first 4 innings, so putting those goose eggs up on the scoreboard will certainly help them out right now.
Kind of a slow time in Minnesota sports right now. The Twins obviously going, but Wolves done, Wild done, everyone done. Just town ball and
Twins and Lynx right now.
Lots of baseball. I forgot about the Lynx.
Yeah, the Lynx are one of the best teams in the WNBA right now, so they're doing what they need to do. Hopefully they're making another run toward the title, and the Twins just trying to get back above water, I feel like. You know, it's been such an up and down season for them, but I feel like towards the end of the year is when they'll piece everything together.
3-0 as Becker just makes him bring in the strike. He does. 3-1. Who was the person who drew the Fox 9 logo behind the batter's box? Was it you?
I wish I knew. It wasn't me.
Shallow fly to left, charging in and making the basket catch. In left field was Reese Hubbard.
Yeah, I wish I knew. They did a pretty good job. They deserve a raise for that. Need to give them a shout-out.
That brings up Carter Petron, who's 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI in the second, struck out in the 4th. Pickoff play, almost on time with ROKKR leaning just a little bit, but able to get back. So runner on, 2 outs, runner goes. Daylor ready for it, and the jump was just too good. Okay throw from Daylor, but a great jump by ROKKR. He's now in scoring position for Petron. If Petron gets on, Rushlow's up. So I'm sure they'd rather have him lead off the inning, next inning with nobody on.
Oh, I'm sure. That's the last guy you want stepping up here with runners in scoring position.
So a big at-bat here for Petron, 1-1. Runner in scoring position with a well-hit single. And the big bat coming up after him. Heralds the pitch. That's a fly ball. Should end the inning. In the infield, camping down, roasting some marshmallows, pitching a tent, starting a fire, and making the catch was Gustafson, and that will end the inning. As no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner stranded for the Lakers in the 6th. We'll go to the top of the 7th right after this here on Fox Local. And welcome back as Rushlow warms up. He has been untouched through 5. We're here in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th. One of those two.
Say it all runs together, you know.
Had a 50% chance. As the Bulldogs up. And there's a foul ball. That was Deegan Beck with his first at-bat today.
See if he can go yard, get some runs on the board for his team.
That would be something if the first hit was a bomb. That's going to be fouled to stay alive, 0-2. 1 fouled left, 1 fouled right. And Beck awaits the pitch. That's a grounder. Could be trouble. Shortstop makes the play. Zips it over for the out. Camden Hapke to Deers. And that was a pretty tough defensive play. Colton Hapke dove for it from third, but I'm assuming either brothers or cousins. Camden right there to make the play.
Had a little bit of chemistry. Said, if you don't get it, I got your back. That's what you want to see from family members.
So Beck goes down. And Rushlow now will face Cooper Grasshorn. He grounded out to short in his first at-bat. And the pitch from Rushlow. High. Were you able to sample some of the fine concessions?
I was
as
not.
you were down there? You
I
haven't
was
been
not.
there yet.
No, I have not been able to, but it's catching my nose right now. I smell it.
Fly ball into right. Should be playable and is. Petron sends it back in. And 2 outs on 2 batters in the bottom of the 6th. Still nobody has reached first base for the Bulldogs. Preston Rushlow has been dominant.
Uh-oh.
That's not going to be it.
Oh!
You can't have a perfect game without some defensive
Wow.
help. A well-hit ball by Hubbard, but a diving grab by Fisher. And 3 up, 3 down in the 6th, as we'll be back with the top of the 7th right after this on Fox Local. And welcome back. Rushlow leading things off as Mason Harold takes the hill for the second inning. Told that both him and Cody Weiss took a lot of time off from baseball, playing this year for the first time since high school. And Cody Weiss has looked really good so far today. Harold went through the Lakers without giving up a run in the 6th. Did walk the leadoff batter, but got the next 3. Rushlow a swing and a miss, 2 balls, 1 strike. Rushlow has reached base 3 times, a home run, a single, and a walk. And he takes a pitch there, 2-2. Can Harold be the first player to retire Rushlow? There's a roller to short, fielded, thrown over, and in time, out number 1. As a really nice play there. By Cooper Grasshorn, who's now over at short. As Harold started the game at short, now pitching. Which means we need to figure out who's at second base here in a minute. Not quoting Abbott and Costello. Top of the 7th. 1 in the first, 5 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth for the Lakers. And Brady Petron at the dish. Reese Hallard is at second. Hubbard. Thanks to producer Dylan for making sure I get everything together. That one low and away gets by Daylor. Nobody on, so it doesn't matter, but it is a lead-off, not a lead-off walk, but a walk with 1 out. And the runner on first now. Ryan Deers, who's 2 for 3 today. A double, a single, and a score. Brady Petron on first. And Deers awaits. Fly ball in the infield, should be out number 2. Sometimes The wind can move those around, and it does a little bit. A lunging grab made by Gustafson. And out number 2 in the books. Colton Hapke up with 2 down, runner on first. The Bulldogs have really battened down some hatches here the last several innings after giving up some hits and committing some errors in the first couple. Has been really high quality baseball played by both teams for a good 3.5 inning stretch here. Hapke, the roller foul. Oh and 1, 1 and 1 now should be the count. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. If they've scored 3 here, they would put the Bulldogs in potential run rule territory. Right now, not much of a threat of that. 0-2 the count. 1-2 the count. There's a broken bat. Throw to first is on time for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner stranded for the Lakers. In the top of the 7th, we'll be back with the bottom half after this. Craig Lubert's up for the 3rd time today. Rushlow has gone the entire way. No one has reached base. Craig Lubert's grounded out to the pitcher in the 1st, struck out in the 4th. And he's going to try to bunt, fouls it. Will no longer have the element of surprise. Bottom of the 7th inning. The Bulldog defense has stepped up their game, but they have not been able to solve the riddle of Preston Rushlow and get on the board as of yet. There's a shallow fly. Could be trouble. It will not be, as the shortstop Camden Hapke gets underneath and records the first out. Braden Haberman, the DH, now up. Cody Weiss next up. And following him, in theory, would be Mason Harold. Haberman struck out in the 1st, grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. Takes strike 1 from Rushlow. And the 0-1 swing and a miss, was fooled by that one. And it's 0-2. And breaking pitch in for a called strike 3. Haberman strikes out for the second time. 11 strikeouts for Preston Rushlow of the Pierz Lakers. And it's 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Little chop from Cody Weiss, who struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. Two down, pitch to Weiss, checks his swing in time. That takes a bounce to Petron behind the dish, keeps it in front. 1-1. Weiss. Pitched 3 innings, just move. Pitched 3 innings, only gave up 1 run. Made it some really nice defensive plays. Probably single-handedly saved at least 1 run when he came in with the bases loaded and no outs. Barehanded a chopping ground ball, checks the swing. That one called a strike and was able to dive and throw it to home to prevent a run. 2-2. As Rushlow trying to finish off Weiss here in the 7th, and it's a high fastball, can't catch up. And the second strikeout of the inning, 12th of the game through 7, and it's 7-0. Lakers over Bulldogs as we go to the 8th. After this here on Fox Local. Top of the 8th, 7-0 Lakers over Bulldogs. Here in as 2 of the 3 teams that represent the town of Pierz in amateur baseball battling. The Pierz Lakers and the Pierz Bulldogs. The Lakers scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. They've been blanked the last 3 innings. As Camden Hapke leading off here, facing Mason Harold, who's in his 3rd inning of work if he's able to complete the inning. Nice pitch for a strike 1, 1-1. Camden Hapke reached on an error and scored, had a sacrifice fly, and lined out to right field in the 5th. And the 2-1 clips the low end of the zone. 2-2. Hapke waits, and that's hit into left center, and dashing over to make the squeeze was Hubbard for the Bulldogs. And out number 1 in the books, Chad Weiss into the game for ROKKR. Going to get his first at-bat of the contest. And that's a high fly ball into left center. Will that carry? It will not. A spectacular catch tracking towards the wall from Luberts. And we'll call that a noisy out from Weiss, but an out nonetheless. And Kirby Fisher now up, 2 down in the top of the 8th. After Fisher, it'll be the top of the order. Fisher walked and scored in the 4th. Advanced to second on a wild pitch. Popped up in the 6th and grounded out in the 2nd. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harold with the delivery. Misses in. Fisher able to just kind of shimmy away from it. And the pitch fouled off out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2s across the board. 7-0. The Lakers lead the Bulldogs. That pitch high, count full. Trying to add an insurance run with 2 outs. Swings, just gave a little foul tip of it, so remains a full count. If Fisher would get on, Becker, Petron, and Rushlow would be up next to try to convert the 2-out rally. That's fouled again. Tough at bat, if nothing else. Just misses the Fox 9 camera equipment. I'm sure all of their upper management thank you for not hitting that 3 feet shorter. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. Harold misses high, walks him. So Fisher draws his 2nd walk of the game. And the opportunity for the 2-out rally is in play. Again, the pitching from the Bulldogs has been good after the first couple innings where the pitching wasn't the problem, but there were some fielding errors that led to several runs. Fastball inside, thrown down to first, not in time. 1 ball, no strikes to Chase Becker. He walked and scored in the 2nd, otherwise is 0 for 3. Wood bats here in amateur baseball. That's always just kind of adds to the ambiance. The crack of the bat just sounds a little bit better than the ping of the bat. Pitch from Harold, and that hits Becker in the ankle. He doesn't rub it. And trots down to first, so back-to-back free bases. That moves Fisher over to second. And Carter Petron, who had an RBI single in the 2nd, now up with a runner in scoring position. Petron, deep fly to center, but not deep enough to get over Luberts, and the inning is over, at least the half of the inning. Petron ends up stranding 2 for the Lakers, still 7-0. And we'll see if Rushlow can keep the perfect game in play in the bottom of the 8th. We'll be back after this. And welcome back here at Pierz. Pierz Legion Park, Helly Field. It has been an absolute picturesque day for amateur baseball here on the Town Ball Tour. As Mason Harold leading off here against Rushlow. Pitch high, ball one. Perfect game in the eighth for Rushlow. And behind in the count, hasn't been behind in very many counts. It's kind of just brought heat and dared them to catch up, and they haven't been able to. We'll see if he can come back here. There's a line drive, and there it goes. The single by Harold breaks up the no-no. And now it's time to see if the Bulldogs can make this interesting down the stretch. Teddy Daler, who battled before striking out in his last at-bat with Rushlow. We had 21 consecutive outs for Rushlow before giving up a hit. Still not finished yet. The shutout still intact for the moment. Daler with plans to potentially break that up here. Bottom of the eighth, strike called, 0-2 to Daler, the manager slash catcher. And he'll lunge at the pitch, strikes out swinging. That is the 13th strikeout of the game for Rushlow. Bottom of the eighth brings up Gunnar Gustafson, who struck out in the second and had that liner to right in the fifth. Fouls that one off. A chance for the Bulldogs to get on the board here against the Lakers. And the game after this will be the Pierz Brewers versus the Buckman Billy Goats. In just an absolute phenomenal name, the Buckman Billy Goats. And the pitch, and hit him in the back. So you wonder if there's a little bit of fatigue setting in. As Harold to second, Gustafson hit by pitch, and Deegan back now up with runners on first and second and no outs.
Number 41, first baseman,
Deegan Beck, who came in and had one at-bat in the sixth. Rushlow likes to work quick. Kind of gave the, hey, let's get going signal. And the pitch, and that is belted into left, carries, and it's foul. It's over the fence, but foul. An absolute blast. As 0-1 the count. That was what you call dodging the metaphorical bullet. Deegan Beck got all of that one, but just a hair foul. And then he'll take the strike, 0-2. Beck saying, hey, man, couldn't you just been looking the other way? We've seen good sportsmanship by both teams throughout this game. I'm sure they all know each other and are all friends. 0-2. And that's fouled and out of play on the first base side. It remains 0-2. As 7 perfect innings now interrupted here in the eighth with a hit by Mason Harold, and a hit batter sends Gunnar Gustafson over to first. He has to wear it in the back, but he's on the base paths, and the Bulldogs trying to get on the board. After Beck, it'll be Grasshorn and Hubbard if they maintain the order. There's a little flare in a tough spot, and station to station, everybody goes. I think they'll rule that one a hit. Just put it in a tough place for anyone to grab it. An infield hit for Beck. He still wants the home run. But now the base is loaded. And only one out. Double play depth time for the Lakers. As Cooper Grasshorn up, he grounded out to second in the third, flew out to right in the sixth. Preston Rushlow trying to keep the shutout intact. May have to pull a little rabbit out of a hat here as Cooper Grasshorn trying for a clutch hit. Pitch high and pretty deep backstop, so Brady Petron will have to be on his A game. And they're going to call time and have a meeting at the mound. The manager out to talk with Rushlow. I expect we're not going to see him pulled. But now that the no-no and the perfect game are out of play, maybe it's the right time to bring in the closer, so to speak. Just takes a moment. And Rushlow will stay in. And again, it's Grasshorn and Hubbard to round out the order. Then it'll be the top again. High fly ball in foul territory, should be playable, and it is. Nobody tries to tag as Deers makes the catch. And Grasshorn now 0 for 3. That brings up Reese Hubbard. Reese Hubbard playing second base and trying for a key 2-out hit that could make this interesting really quick. 7-0 the score. The key inning, of course, that second inning where 2 errors helped the Lakers score 4 runs. They say they'll check the check swing, and they say he did not go around. 1 ball, no strikes. Hubbard struck out in the third looking and had a liner to second base that required a spectacular diving catch in the sixth. 2-0. Rushlow trying to get out of the inning. 3-0. He's going to have to bring it across. And Hubbard will likely just cement this bat as he squares to bunt and draws the walk, the RBI walk, and there goes the shutout. Mason Harold with the leadoff single to break up the perfect game, now comes around to break up the shutout. Gustafson to third, back to second, and Craig Luberts with a chance to really make this a game if the Bulldogs can come up with a well-placed hit to the gap. First pitch strike by Rushlow. Again, he has been phenomenal. 7 perfect innings. 2 hits, including a solo home run. Pierz takes the ball. Should say Pierz Bulldogs. Luberts swings and misses. Luberts 0 for 3 today. But 1 for 4 would be well timed. That's fouled over the broadcast booth here. And it's 1-2 with 2 down. Bases juiced. A swing and a miss. Strikeout by Rushlow to end the inning. They do give up 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 3 runners stranded for the Bulldogs. A chance to creep back into this. They are on the board, trailing 7-1 as we go to the top of the 9th after this. The Pierz Lakers up, hoping to add some insurance runs to now their 6-run lead. The Bulldogs on the board with 1 in the bottom of the 8th. Mason Harold led off with a single. Was eventually walked in on an RBI by Reese Hubbard. That's how they got 1. The Lakers still with a 6-run advantage, and due up to lead off is Preston Rushlow. Takes a curveball in for a strike. No balls, 1 strike just underway here in the top of the 9th. The Bulldogs, the home team, will get 1 more chance, at least, in the bottom half of this inning, before we're able to take about a 30-minute break. There's a little flare, and that's caught by the shortstop. Cooper Gustafson at short makes the play. And Rushlow lines out, 1 down. Petron now up. First pitch strike, high part of the zone. Brady Petron hit by a pitch and scored in the 3rd. Walked in the 7th, otherwise he's 0 for 2. He's down, swing and a miss, strike 3. Quickly, 2 outs. Mason Harold, the second relief pitcher, as Braden Haberman started the game, went 2, gave up 6. Cody Weiss came in, went 3, only gave up 1. And since then, it's been Harold, and Mason Harold has gone the rest of the way and has not given up a run yet. Deers up to try to start a 2-out rally. Deers with 2 hits, a double to lead off the second. He also scored that inning. Big cut, not swinging for a single on that one. And it's 1-1. Harold trying to just keep. And he's going to send Deers to the line. Off-speed pitch into the back. He's saying at least it wasn't a fastball. That brings up Colton Hapke with a runner on. Second consecutive inning with a hit batter. Hapke reached on an error and scored in the second. Otherwise, 0 for 4 today. This Bulldogs team made state in 2002, finished 4th. Couple other appearances in the 90s. One 0 to Hapke. Harold. That's fouled off. Oddly enough, both of these teams used to be located in Lastrup before becoming teams with a Pierz address. Two balls, one strike. Once again, Lakers trying to add insurance. Bulldogs just trying to not allow anything else. There's a line drive, frozen rope, but foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, top of the 9th. It would be quite a hill to climb for the Bulldogs to come back, but down by 6, it's certainly in play and freezes him. Strikes out looking, does Colton Hapke. And the Bulldogs will need 6th in the bottom of the 9 to try to stay alive. We'll see if they can do it after this here on Fox Local. And welcome back as Preston Rushlow is done for the day. 8 full innings, gave up 1 run, 2 hits, 14 strikeouts, gave up 2 free bases. It's Reggie Litke now in left. And we'll see if Chad Weiss can close things out here for the Lakers. The big separator, you go back to that 4-run second inning where they only had 2 hits, but 2 errors and a walk. led to 4 runs for the Lakers, and right now they're feeling pretty secure with a 7-1 advantage. First pitch strike from Weiss as Haberman leads off the bottom of the 9th. Definitely a live arm for Weiss. Quickly, 2 strikes to Haberman. Haberman trying to get on as the leadoff man. Starts some momentum. Instead, he watches a 3rd strike come in. That's now the 15th combined strikeout by the Lakers. And now it's Cody Weiss, who struck out 3 times. He'll be followed by Mason Harold, who has 1 of the 2 hits and scored the 1 run. 4 consecutive strikes thrown by Chad Weiss to start the bottom of the 9th. It's 0-1. And lunging after that one was Cody Weiss. Some Weiss-on-Weiss crime going on here. And there's the first ball thrown. It's 1-2, trying to get Cody Weiss to go fishing. He does not. And Chad Weiss will reset. 1 down, bases empty. Fouled off to stay alive. Again, about 30 minutes after this, we'll have the Pierz Brewers and the Buckman Billy Goats. Fouled off again. Cody Weiss, if nothing else, say we're going to go down making things difficult. Again, a rebuilding Pierz Bulldogs team. You can see there's definitely some pieces to build around here. There's a nice play, but the backhand and the throw is in time. And what a play by Colton Hapke to backhand on the hot corner. And now Mason Harold, who's has 1 hit and scored the 1 run, and he's trying to keep the game alive here in the bottom of the 9th. It would be a remarkable comeback if it would happen. Certainly not a high probability, but it's baseball. You never know. 1 ball, no strikes. Actually, no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. I don't know if that's right. We'll check when the umpire does it. It doesn't matter. It's a roller to short. And the throw is in time, and that'll do it. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 9th. And the Pierz Lakers score 7 in the first 4. They don't score again, but they don't need to. Final score 7-1. We'll quickly wrap things up. 6 hits for the Lakers, 2 for the Bulldogs, 2 errors committed by the Bulldogs. And again, 7-1 is your final. So that's going to wrap things up as we're going to sign off. We'll be back on in about 30 minutes here on the Fox Local app, YouTube channel, etc. after this. Actually, let's just keep it here, and we'll reset here, but we'll turn everything down. We'll be back in a little bit.